This I saw that, and congratulations to you, of course, for being an ambassador of that. Yeah, but we'll be getting to the World Cup
Absolutely.
when it starts.
All right.
All right. Good morning and welcome to Kakaki Sports. Well, a lot happened over the weekend in the world of sport, and we'll be getting into all those details this morning. But before we get into all the discussions, analysis, precisely as it went down in the talk about the Serie A, the Nigerian Premier League, and of course the English Premier League, where will be our focus this morning. Let us quickly bring you up to speed with some of the activities that went down over the weekend. Stay tuned.
We begin news from Chan Eagles camp that says Super Eagles interim handler Augustine Eguavon says more players will be called up to the team preparatory to their two-legged African Nations Championship qualifying fixture against Ghana. Eguavon said, and I quote, "This is not the final squad. There are some players we are still looking at. We have a pool of a lot of players. Next week, some will come back and others will not. We will try to come up with a formidable team in the end." End of quote. The technical director of the Nigeria Football Federation made the disclosure hours after he expressed satisfaction with the quality the players displayed in their first set of training sessions before embarking on a short break on Thursday. Eguavon initially independently called up 35 players to the Abuja camp, and the team had their first training session on Wednesday. Nigeria will trade tackles with Ghana in the first leg between 20th to 22nd December 2024, while the return leg will hold in Nigeria a week later. And in boxing, former two-time heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua will have to wait longer for his highly anticipated bout with Tyson Fury, as he maps out his return to the ring following his devastating loss to Daniel Dubois. Despite suffering a crushing fifth-round knockout defeat to Dubois at Wembley Stadium in September, Joshua remains arguably still the biggest star in the heavyweight division, according to promoter Eddie Hearn, who believes a showdown with Fury could be next for the British star. However, Fury's co-promoter Frank Warren has cast doubt on Joshua's immediate future in the division, insisting the former champion needs to rebuild his credibility first. The path back to the top appears complicated for Joshua, with an immediate rematch against Dubois already ruled out. Meanwhile, Warren confirmed that Dubois will defend his IBF Heavyweight Championship title on February 22 against a yet-to-be-announced opponent, with negotiations in advanced stages for the next fight. Moving on to cricket, New Zealand sealed a historic 3-0 series clean sweep over India with a thrilling 25-run win on day 3 of the third and final test at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. It is India's first clean sweep defeat in a home test series since South Africa's 2-0 win in 2000, and their first in a series of 3 tests or more. New Zealand had never won a test series in India and had not won a single test for 36 years before their 8-wicket victory in the series opener in Bengaluru. And finally, the NBA says it is investigating after Philadelphia 76ers center Joel Embiid had an alleged physical altercation with a reporter. Embiid confronted the reporter in the Philadelphia locker room about an article that referred to his son and late brother, as well as criticizing his fitness and professionalism. The 7-time NBA All-Star and 2023 Most Valuable Player has yet to play this season because of a knee issue. The incident happened after the 76ers 124-107 loss to the Memphis Grizzlies on Saturday. Sixers president of basketball operations Daryl Morey told ESPN the club has also launched an investigation and takes the situation very seriously.
Those were some of the headline stories during the weekend in the world of sports, from cricket to basketball, and then, of course, to football, the Chan Eagles precisely. But now let's move to our focus this morning, and I have joining me now to discuss actions that went down in some of the leagues in the world, talking about the Nigerian Premier League, the English Premier League, and, of course, the Serie A. I have my guest with me here in the house, talking about Nonso Arinze. Yes, a sports commentator, broadcaster and commentator. Yeah. Welcome to Kakaki Sports.
You got there at the end anyway. Thank you very much. Good to be here.
All right. So, quickly, let's start with the Serie A, and then precisely this man. I mean, the man that we are our eyes are on currently, for the fact that he's been nominated for the CAF Player of the Year. Is there stopping Ademola Lookman. Back-to-back performance, week in, week out. Every time he's called upon, national, club side, his performance is top-notch. Is there any stopping of Ademola Lookman at this point?
The answer is no. It's visible to the blind, audible to the deaf. I think it's a no-brainer. And he's going to be the African Footballer of the Year. His statistics tells a lot, you know. The calendar year, no player has had more goal contribution in the calendar year, and he has 16 goals, 11 assists. Apart from Juan Kano and Austin Gijo Coach, I remember, no Nigerian player has scored 3 in the qualifier, just against his particular team. And it's what he did the last time we played it for, he played for the Super 8. So, I think of the fact that to do this against a team who's flying high in the
Serie A, Napoli,
Conte team who doesn't lost only one game. That was a game against Verona, the first game of the season, and to do it in such a classy manner. The second goal was astonishing, out of this world. The control, the turn, and the way he smacked the ball in the back of the net. There was no argument that come on, that this guy is a great player. I don't think he'll be here Atlanta come next season. I think if you look at like you said, the players he's been on the table again,
contending with.
I don't think there's a contest. If you ask me, I look at Chan's Simon Adingra struggling for game time at Brighton. With Ekong, we don't know how far he's gone. He's gone far away.
Yeah, but I mean, if he doesn't go there, she go there. I mean, still,
it has to be done, but I think it's fingers crossed, like you said. The only player to make it to the Ballon d'Or.
Yes.
From Africa.
From Africa.
14th, you know. No player come close. I think he's a fantastic player. He's having a fantastic season. And I think the bromance between him and his coach, Gasparini, in Atlanta is a match made in heaven. Come on. I can't wait for December the 16th. I think he's the man to win,
all right.
win their award.
That's where to drop it. Ademola Lookman in top performance there. And we all can't wait for December 16th, where he might be announced as the player. I leave it as might because we don't know what might happen. He might be announced as the CAF Player of the Year, as expected by most Nigerians and most football lovers on the continent. But now let's move away from the Serie A and Ademola's performance to the English Premier League, of course. Match day 10 saw shocking surprises, the likes of Manchester City defenders losing to Bournemouth, and Arsenal, also title contenders for last season and still in the title contention this season, also losing out. But then Liverpool, with their new coach, taking in the steps of Jurgen Klopp and turning out results. In fact, topping the table back-to-back.
Yeah.
I mean, what your thoughts on this
I
results?
think as much as a man is a smart manager. You know, I tell people, if it's not broken, don't fix it. And they understand that under Klopp, these guys played some
great football, yes.
Football. All you need to was add something different, you know. The high pressing, the quick movements of the ball. What just add is a little bit of player being direct, counter-attacking football. And the players have seemed to, you know, taking it hook, line, and sink. I don't think they are playing their best football yet. Because you see it's work in progress. But the good thing about champions and top-class teams is the fact that they win no matter what happens. Understand? That's what they're doing. They've lost only one game all season against the Column Hudson-Odoi and his team, talking about Nottingham Forest team.
Yes.
Somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, I was getting into the result, but let's finish with that.
Come on, Liverpool have a fantastic, but they don't understand. I see the logic is not broken, don't fix it. And for Liverpool, Liverpool fans will be thinking, come on, this year could be their year. Knowing the Arsenal are stuttering. I think it's one step forward, 2 steps backward. So that against Newcastle.
That last enough and here's it.
It has to be realistic. I said last season they won't win the league, and they were like, oh, and it happened. They don't look like a team that are willing to win the league. If you look at the players they've got, Kai Havertz is not a championship winning striker. He can't be the one. Odegaard is out, and it looks like Arsenal's players are all over in 6 and 7. So you need to have the quality in depth. Look at Man City. Man City not playing the best, but we found a way of winning game. Except what happened against Bournemouth. They would have got a point in that game. So it's not over. I think Man City are still favourite to win the league. Let's not get ahead of ourselves because with Pep Guardiola, I don't know what's going to happen. See, the fact that he chops and changes, and they still play exciting and elaborate football tells you that. But Arsenal coming on, I think Arsenal will be cutting their luck. What's going wrong?
But now Nottingham Forest and West Ham, like you rightly pointed out, they've shot all the way to the top 5 of the league table. Yeah. Is it shocking for you what Nottingham Forest is putting in? And our line also making the goal for himself.
Absolutely, bang guy.
Yes.
I see. He comes in with those goals once in a while. He seems to have that in his locker. But come on, for Nottingham Forest, everything good has to come from one man, Chris Wood. Yeah. And that's why I feel sorry for a certain Taiwo Awoniyi who can't get into that team. Not now, not tomorrow, not anytime soon. A lot of people are saying, oh, should he get out to leave the club in January to get greener pastures? I don't think so, not yet, because come on, Chris Wood can be on fire right now. We know how he is. I don't think he can take it all season. His time, his chance will come. But Chris Wood, everything good right now. Everything he seems to touch turns to gold. His scoring goes reckless abandon. His team play is fantastic. And come on, under the Espirito Santo, you know, I would have thought that he could drive a team as not Nottingham Forest to be in the top 4 so far. It's early days, like you said, 10 does them actually 10.
Yeah.
But come on, as a Nottingham Forest fan, who would have thought even after 10 games,
Getting up to top 4.
Absolutely. So it's a big
Yeah,
chance.
that's the shocker, therefore. But now, still staying with the English Premier League ladder, let's now move to the coach, talking about Ansel Slot and the Manchester United, Ruben.
Yeah,
Your thoughts on Ruben coming in
Ruben,
at this point when Manchester United is seemingly struggling?
We were talking about off air. You told me about this already. I said, come on, man. I have watched him. Man United play the last 2 games, and I feel there's nothing different from what Erik ten Hag had managed. I was one who thought I was going to believe he gave the job, getting permanent job. But when I watched him game against Chelsea, it was a total disaster. As I think Chelsea they should have won that game by 4-5 0. I think they allowed Man United into the game, and then they made the game look so hard for themselves. But with Amorim, I think there's something he's got. Some of the players at Man United have played with him. Ugarte, Bruno Fernandes, and we hear he wants to bring in 2 of the from Lisbon as well, like Victor Gukresh, to join up with the team. So I'm not one who's used to judging, managers, before they come in or the
expectations, raising expectations.
But if we look at what has happened with recent Portuguese managers, Portuguese coaches, they've all done well. Look at Nuno Espirito Santo, Jose Mourinho, maybe Andres Villas-Boas in the second stint. So it's a gamble, a huge gamble. I heard that West Ham he didn't get a job from West Ham, he didn't get a job for Tottenham Hotspur because he has not managed a top-class team. And for mine,
that was part of the argument.
Exactly.
Getting into the job as Manchester United at this time.
He that is down fierce go for it can't be one that they had. That's why I see it. So I don't know what he's going to bring to this team. But I think he's going to bring there's one thing I want to support the Lisbon players. They fight for everything. They're fighters. They give 120%. They work hard on the pitch. They're tireless work hard. That's what my players need. That's what you can watch the games. You see, he doesn't want to chase the ball. So the players are too big enough. They don't want to put an extra shift in. And that's what he brings. He wants. See, give it. It reminds me of a certain Jurgen Klopp. He may not be playing the best of football, but please, when you leave the pitch, leave empty-handed.
Sure.
Just let it all
Drop
go.
It all.
That's what he brings. But we say I hands up, but like I said, this guy is a very smart man. See, I love managers who understand the power of continuity. You come and say, oh no,
bring
I
your
want
own
to play
style,
my
bring your own players.
This guy has a flick. He understands it. We're playing the Joko Bonito, tiki-taka kind of football, but I'm going to add a little bit of swagger to it, pace, power and pace. And look at what Barcelona are doing. They look like the best team in Europe until they get to Europe. Exactly. So I want to see what he brings. And I'm very optimistic for my United fans. But I think the fact they let ten Hag go and Vanessa go, I think it's masterstroke. I think the board are doing something right.
All right, we'll keep our fingers crossed to that. I mean, numbers don't lie. So, I mean, the coming days, it is confirmed already. Ruben will be taking charge of Manchester United, and we'll be seeing what he will bring differently to the table from that has been going on in the club. We all know what's happening in Manchester United camp now, but we're not going to get into that. Now, let's move to the Nigeria Premier League back home here. Match day 10 also went down, and I mean, it's kind of looking, back and forth precisely with the standing on the table. Remo Stars, Rivers United. Your thoughts on the result, first of all, before we get into the standing and begin to think who is going to be.
For me, the pick of the bunch has to be that victory against Rivers United for Ikorodu City. It seems to be since they let the manager leave. Their last 5 games have been 4 wins, 1 draw. They seem to have crawled up the table for a team who started the season abysmally. Rivers United were unbeaten, don't forget. Their first loss of the campaign, Southfield at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena Stadium. So I think that's the biggest win for the day. But come on, you can't give it away from the likes of Eyimba, going to Barca, picking up a point. You would expect them to win that game as well for title aspirations, for continental aspirations. Come on, not Barca United who are suffering under a certain Laramboso. But come on, man, the biggest losers for me has to be Lobby Stars. You announced yourself a foreign Finnish manager, Lundstrom, to assist as the first team coach to Daniel Amokachi. You spent huge in the transfer market. You've been the loudest. You had the loudest ovation before the league started. And come on, and then to sit where on the table? Help me. Losing to Remo Stars. Okay, we're at top of the table.
A formidable opponent, if you ask me.
Come on. 9 points from 10 games is disastrous. It's like a point every other game. You see, that's relegation
status.
Exact form, exactly.
But I mean, just looking at the top of the table, Rivers United, like you said, Remo Stars, Eyimba. Before the conversation will be around Rangers, Eyimba, Rivers United, Remo Stars. But now it's looking like the title this time around is between Remo Stars and Rivers. And do you think this is a Remo Stars season?
You can't. 20, you could see them must have somewhere between 10 or 11. It happens
I
that.
don't think that's
No,
happening for
you
Rebel
know, it happened
Stars.
before. They were top of the table and they ended up the season last season. It happened
Yeah.
before. But I think for me, the biggest winners this season has to be Academy Warriors. You know, they've got a manager, Ali Zubero, who has not been even there for because of his duties when the 20 team, got to the Waffle, won it, and to be sitting on fourth on the table, 16 from 10. Look at the game yesterday. They were in fantastic form, got the job done. And kudos have to go as well to a certain man. Heartland of Owerri FC, they've been on that pressure. Amunike. This guy was, when he joined the club, they were like, oh, they have started badly, but now they sit 12th on the table.
And they were actually bottom. They were taking
Oh
the place of
yes, oh
Lobi
yes,
Stars.
Amunike has turned the tide around. And this is why I say, that's why I'm one of those who propagate ex-players who just come into the league. You know, they give that glamour. You talk about
And they
Finidi
bring
George with
publicity.
Rivers United, Finidi George. You have Amunike Heartland. You have Amokachi with Lobi Stars. If more do come in, we'll take them all in. And come on, Rangers again, winning by 2 goals against Nassau United. So the thing is, see, you don't know what to
Dangling.
expect. You don't know.
Yes.
See, you see Heartland going away to Abia to win by 2 goals. The better insurance going to Sean Stad in Ijebu Day and getting a 2-1 victory. So I love the MPFL. Like I said, I'm not one who say, oh, this guy win the league. I went to match the 25, match the 30, and I'm going to draw my palpitations.
So just before we wrap up discussions around the MPF and wrap up the show,
Yeah.
Finidi George, you mentioned Finidi George in our conversation.
Absolutely.
And then there's talks around him being the Pep Guardiola of the MPFL. I mean, winning the league with Eyimba,
Yeah,
and then
on
doing
the
so much,
factor.
I mean, getting in that same line with Rivers United. Do you think he's going to get this one against every other coach, likes of Amokachi, who's struggling, and then also Amunike, who just
But I kind of expect
Heartland.
Amokachi will struggle for a bit because he's been out of the coaching line for some time. You don't forget.
True.
I don't think he's managed the club in the last 6-7 years. So we expect him to wobble and stumble and crumble. Same thing with Haaland, from where a team who was relegated last season managed to just get themselves as one of the team to get up because of Beyond Limit couldn't play alongside Remo Stars. But come on, what Free George doing is unprecedented. You know, winning the league with Eyimba and going to Rivers United. Everybody
And
thought,
dominating.
unbeaten until yesterday, you know.
yeah.
So I want to see what he will bring to the table. If he gets Rivers United to the continent, I want to see how far. See, I'm tired of him winning the league. Let's see what. See, my issue is our teams that we get to win the league and then we get to the continent, we get pushed out to the first round to go around. I think he will begin to ink his name in history when he begins to get Rivers United playing. Don't worry, Rivers United as well are doing well. We're doing well in the continent. They were in the quarterfinals of the last 2 and last 3 Champions Cup. They always get to quarterfinal, but that seems to be the Achilles heel. So I want to see what he does with this fantastic manager. Let's see if he brings everything to the table.
All
at
right,
time
final question. Guavon has said that he's going to get more players from our kickoff of the conversation this morning.
Yeah.
More players in the MPFL to join the Chan camp this week. Do you think the reshuffle will include the likes of Ahmed Musa, or do you think it should include the likes of Ahmed Musa, looking at his performance
No
in the MPFL?
disrespect. Musa was on target alongside Rabi Ibrahim. Musa plays in the MPFL, makes him eligible to play. So don't tell me he has played for this. Come on, man. He's the best players in the Nigerian Premier Football League. And I think the reshuffle should continue until we play Ghana because form is temporary. These guys could lose form, players could pick up form, and you want your best leg playing against the Black Stars of Ghana. So for me, I think Ahmed Musa and Rabi Ibrahim should be included.
Okay, we'll see what Iguavon does in the coming days. He have rightly said that he's going to reshuffle. More players are going to be included in, and the Chan Eagles squad is going up against the Black Stars or the Starlights of Ghana.